What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back with the Boston Clinic and more. Y'all know what it is. Shout out to them boys on the LDBC. Shout out to them boys doing that YTBC. We all working. And this is basically a point of view part 2 breakdown video. And this fight has got the boxing community split. And I don't mean as far as the odds 50-50. You got people that's going with Rigondeaux. You got guys that's going with Vasyl Lomachenko. And from both sides, they act like it's just, either you in or you out. You right or you wrong. And, like my boy from Craig IBTA Talk was talking, it's a preference, because this fight is hard to tell, and hard to predict, in my opinion. And I'm not just saying it from, of course, the size, advantage. A lot of people harp on that. And it's important sometimes. And it depends how a guy fights if the size and the physical strength will be an issue, especially with the same day weigh-in going in 9 in the morning, December 9th, the day of the fight. You weigh all that in there. And, a lot of people start off here with my perspective on it. A lot of people is saying, like, oh, you wrong. And at the end of the day, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. My justice to you guys is to give you my completely, unbiased opinion on the fight. I'm not a fanboy channel. And if that's what you're looking for, you ain't going to get it. You might as well subscribe. I'm not a fanboy. I call it how I see it. A lot of these channels out here that I watch are fanboy channels, period. They have no objectivity at all. And, a lot of people come across my channel and think it's a pro-black channel. It's definitely not a pro-black channel. Do I do pro-black topics? Absolutely. I speak on Alonzo Ball or the Ball thing with LeVar and his boy Leangelo, whatever the boy name is. I speak on black topics going from the community from time to time. People who know me on my personal level, they know that. I like to, speak on what's going on in the black community. But when I'm speaking boxing and sports here, that has nothing to do with it. If they treating black fighters or a certain fighter or the Russians or the Canadians getting treated wrong, I'm going to step up and say it. And people saying, oh, it's the Wilder Clinic. And at the end of the day, people have selective hearing. I've said it on 1,000 occasions that I lean towards Joshua to beat Wilder, and I said Wilder don't deserve 50-50. America or UK. But people don't hear that. They hear what they want to hear, you dig? And at the end of the day, I can't control that. I only control what I say. And like I said, my justice is to give you guys a proper breakdown. And, I used to break down fights just based on, photographic memory of me watching the fight. But you doing yourself a disjustice, especially if you betting guys, you betting money from just watching a fight and then watching another guy fight and making that comparison. Breaking down film and watching film is totally different. Even when I watch the fight, I try not to listen to the commentators most of the time. I have my headphones on or I have it on mute and I watch it. And especially when I break down film and I think to myself, I have a clearer picture of the fight. I can give you a better breakdown, better synopsis, especially when I'm breaking down film of the fight. And sometimes I'm premeditated. I already have a guy I think gonna win. But now that I'm breaking down film, since I got my channel now, it's different. It's definitely different. Sometimes I might say fighter A is gonna win, and I watch the film, I'll be like, dang, Josh Taylor or Harry Davies, for example. That's probably one of my greatest breakdowns right there because I actually seen everything that happened in the fight that I predicted. Same thing with Lubin and Charlo. That wasn't hard to break down, though. A monkey could have broke that down. You have to put your fandom aside and look at things straight up and down, And I look at it like, I watch the film and I'm like, dang, maybe fighter B does some things. Or I go back and look it's specific fights that I need to see. Because style make fights. So that's how I look at it. But when you're talking about, this fight in general, my justice is to give you the right winner, not to be a fanboy. Personally, and I don't even put my personal thoughts out there a lot. Personally, I would love for Rigondeaux to beat Lomachenko. I have nothing against Vasyl Lomachenko. I was a fan of Lomachenko when he lost to Salido. How he carried himself and how he did 12 strong rounds with a guy that was overweight. And how he handled himself in the growth. I got killed for picking Lomachenko over Russell. And a lot of those guys, just like the Lubin and the Charlo fight, when I told you what Charlo was going to do to him, a lot of those guys came back and made excuses or disappeared. I never heard from them again. I'm man enough to come on here, win, lose, or draw, to tell y'all I was wrong. It's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with being wrong. But yesterday, shout out to the Boxing Traffic 101 Facebook group, man. Great boxing group. I was talking to my boy M. Kels, and I got to get him on here. You know, when I do my panel thing, you know, the live show gonna come in next year. I might do one this year for test out Wednesday. It's gonna be current events and overall sports and what's good politics and stuff like that. Potentially, and Sunday it'll be boxing talk. And then I'll go into the radio show when I build a little bit more audience in the spring or the summertime, preferably the spring. But you know, we was talking and you know, we came to the conclusion that Rigondeaux might have to do what Floyd do, is control the footwork battle, control the distance, slow the pace down, and take away Lomachenko's angles and make him a one-dimensional offensive fighter like Floyd did Pacquiao. And I definitely could see that happening. And that's something that I didn't even think about it. So I was talking to my boy Trav and Kels. I didn't think about that. I said Rigondeaux could do that. You have to win the battle with footwork. You have to take away that rhythm that, you know, Lomachenko fights with. And that's a pity-pat rhythm. He wants to fight when he wants to fight. And if Rigondeaux is able to control the rhythm and have him fight at a slow pace, or control the footwork battle and don't let Lomachenko outside foot get outside his, we can set up those punches, then I think that will be the key for Rigondeaux. If he erases Lomachenko's awkward angles, he's going to beat Lomachenko, you know, and it can happen, you know. And if Lomachenko thinks he's going to come in here and set that high work rate with those pity-pat punches, Lomachenko will time him and break his jaw. You know, he will. He will time him and break his jaw because he's going to punch with him. You know, I see in another alternative that I thought just from my end a lot of people agree with, and I think I said in some prediction video, was for Lomachenko to for Rigondeaux to put Lomachenko on the back foot. And I know I said this historically, Eastern European guys or UK fighters, they can't fight on the back foot. And Lomachenko likes to press forward. And he'll move back a little bit to reset, but exclusively putting him on the back foot and a sustained body attack along with a good jab from Rigondeaux, it may work. Because I've seen Rigondeaux in the amateurs push forward and throw a flurry of punches. He's capable of doing it. He just has to step out his comfort zone. But I think if he push forward, you know, jab, and put Lomachenko on the back foot and pressure him, I think that's an alternative way for him to beat him. But me, preferably, I know I'm picking Lomachenko at 10. I just think the size is going to be too much. Not just the size. I think the skill level is just too... not the skill level. I just think what he brings to the table-wise is going to be too much. Lomachenko, this factors into my opinion as well, picking this fight, my pick. He has too much in his favor. He has the commentators in his favor. It's going to be Tim Bradley, who's a top-ranked guy. The crowd is probably going to be in Lomachenko's favor, you feel me? Bob Behrman, the promoter, is the A side. He probably got the judges in his favor. It's just too much in his favor. You know, the weight is in his favor, you know. Rigondeaux does have longer arms, but I think Rigondeaux is just too small moving up 2 weight classes, and I think Lomachenko is physically going to impose his physicality and his weight on him. I think he's going to pressure him, but I think if Rigondeaux can do what Floyd did to Pacquiao, which ain't a bad parallel, and slow the pace down and make him less offensive and make it a defensive tiff attack, high IQ fight, I think Rigondeaux wins that fight all night long. But I think Lomachenko is going to eat a lot of Rigondeaux shots. I think he's going to eat some shots. And I think he may get hurt. He may get dropped in this fight for all we know. But, you know, I'm just going to ride with Lomachenko. He just, you know, the film tell me that, and I think I got that feeling. But let me know what y'all